Are you a betting person? Do you want to experience incredibly high highs followed by incredibly low lows? Then dog, I've got the game for you. Let's talk about everything you'll want to do as a new player in Summoner's War. First off, let me say thank you to Come2Us and the Summoners War community for letting me be part of this awesome opportunity. I showed it to my mom, and her only response was, "Tell Evan I said hi." Like lots of games, Summoner's War is essentially broken down into two parts. You've got your PvE, or player versus environment, and your PvP, player versus player content. PvE is going to be where you start, and PvP may be where you end up. I don't say finish because, let's be honest, do we ever really stop putting ourselves through the mental ringer that is RTA? You'll get that joke later. When you first download the game, you're going to be brought to the tutorial. You're going to mash the screen or click your mouse until you get through it. Then you'll go through the first couple parts of the campaign. This is the beginning of your PvE journey. You're going to be introduced to something called Summoner's Way. It's a progression guide that's going to give you a gist of the game, and it's going to give you a ton of free. Make sure to do it in order. It's important to complete, and it's not really worth trying to skip ahead because you can't, and ultimately you'll come back to do it later. This guide is going to teach you about a couple of things, like Arena, which is your 4 monsters versus the AI of another person's 4 monsters. It will show you what Trial of Ascension is, which is essentially a game mode of 100 floors that vary in difficulty, and the more floors you complete, the better rewards you get. It will show you how to make friends and join a guild, which is very important for this game. It also helps you connect with other people. And at the end of the intermediate path, it will give you a free natural 5-star, which is essentially just a good unit. Now, while you're going through this process, you're going to make sure of one thing. You're going to save everything. Every monster, every crystal, every stone, whatever the game gives you, hang on to, because you'll get what you need in the beginning, but you will definitely use some of that stuff later on. The reason we save everything, the amount of times I've asked my Discord what monster I could use in this comp, and they've gone, "Do you have water vampire?" And I go, "I did." Save everything. Right now is also the 11th anniversary of Summoner's War. It gives you a free natural 5-star. When you have enough coins, you're going to want to head to the free Nat 5 event and pick up this giant wind bird whose name is Tesher. It's one of the most crucial units someone could have for your PvE experience, and I promise you, you will use it now and at the end of the game. All right, let's skip ahead. You get to the end of Summoner's Way, you finish the campaign, which means you'll have a much better understanding of the game. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to tell us what the Summoner's War campaign is about, because to this day, I have no idea. Secondly, you'll probably want to start thinking about dungeons. Dungeons drop runes and artifacts. Runes and artifacts are used to make your monsters better and more efficient. Now, you don't need the most efficient teams to clear these dungeons. I promise that will happen over time. Instead, I would focus on building safe teams that can clear the highest difficulty of these dungeons. The reason is because the higher the difficulty, the more likely you are to get a good reward. If you want my advice, start with Giant's Abyss. It has some of the more important runes you'll use now and in the endgame. You completed Summoner's Way, you beat TOA, you built your first couple of dungeons teams, you think you're pretty much done, right? Wrong. There's a whole other side of the game that has to do with PvP. Before we talk about that, let me take a second to tell you my genuine opinion about your next steps. Summoner's War has a lot to offer. My suggestion, try a few things out, see which ones you like. If I were to categorize endgame in Summoner's War, essentially there is real-time arena, which is matchmaking against another person, and then there is siege content, which is essentially your guild versus the AI of another guild. When I first started taking this game seriously, I tried it all. And I gotta be honest, it was overwhelming. I wanted to be good at everything right away, but I promise you that's not gonna happen. But that's okay. Summoner's War has been around for a long time, longer than maybe some of you have been alive. But the best thing you can do to learn about this game is to keep it simple and set realistic goals. Plus, it's a game of patience. It will ebb and flow. You will have droughts when it comes to summoning, only to rip an LD5 when you least expect it. What can make this whole experience better? Community. I would encourage you to hop in people's streams, look for active guilds, maybe join somebody's Discord. Just involve yourself. I promise you the payoff will come. Now, you don't have to follow these steps to a T, but I think if I were to go back and do it over, that's how I would do it. It will give you the best understanding of the game. But what do I know? Just go watch Sean B.